guys, welcome back to the channel. I've been working the last 2 days on fence, and y'all see me put plenty of fence up, so I didn't record none of it, but I was going to show y'all what I've done and everything so far. It really isn't that. It's tough doing it by yourself. And we had a cold front moving yesterday, so it felt good. It felt kind of good this morning, but now it's warmed up. It is humid as all get out. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon on Sunday, and I've been sweating my butt off. I really appreciate all my subscribers, all my viewers. If you haven't hit subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a video. Make sure you like the comment. It helps all that. Like the video. It helps with all YouTube analytics stuff. Y'all follow along. I'm gonna be on my four-wheeler, so it's gonna be loud. So y'all just bear with me. This is the front of the property, the H-brace and stuff I did for the gate. I stretched wires from all the way there, all the way down. I noticed though, after I stretched the wire, I had to come back, and those tension wires, a couple of them I've had to tighten again. They was a little loose. I put all the clips on my T-post here. Stretch the wire all the way to my corner brace. Right there. I worked on that Friday. Y'all already seen me do this fence. This is my cross fence. This wire yesterday, I put all the clips on today. But what I was doing mainly Saturday morning is I was putting all my H braces in, and you know, the tension wire. I know y'all can't really see, but it looks way off level, but that cross brace and that H brace is level. But all this fence is stretched here. The only issue I'm going to run into here is there's a creek bed that runs right there, and I don't know if you can see very well here, but from right out there to the ground, which is about 2.5 feet in the center part, the fence don't touch. When we bought the place, there was a bunch of cattle panels they used to patch the fence. I'm gonna have to get a cattle panel over here, and one of them will do it. I have to cut it down. I'll connect it to the bottom of the fence. I'll take some T-posts. I've got some junk T-posts that my dad gave me. I'll cut them off. I cut them about 2 or 3 foot, drive them in the ground. Well, some of them might be a little 4-footers, just enough to go above the wire and into the ground, so I got something to put the hog panel to, or the cattle panels to. But that's my intentions. And I want to do cattle panel because they don't give. And when this only gets watered when it rains. It's a little runoff, creek bed, whatever you want to call it. I got to put my four-wheeler in four-wheel drive. I'm going to make a right in here in front of my four-wheeler. That's where the creek bed runs by right here. I'm gonna build a little bridge so I can drive my four-wheeler up. But right now I have to put the four-wheeler in four-wheel drive to get up. But that other H brace right there, I worked on it Saturday. I'm gonna have to use part of that cattle panel right here because there's about 18 inches of wire that's in another little dip. You can't see it right here, but there was a little root right there. I notched it. I cut the root out so the fence would go closer to the ground there. All this fits. I finished stretching it this morning, Sunday. Put all the T-posts in, got them all. The clips on them. It stops right there. Like I said, I was doing that H brace Friday and Saturday. No, Saturday. I've got a stretch wire here, but I done my back corner brace. I've got to get my tractor in here and move these big logs. I got somebody coming to get these big logs here. I cut these elms down the other day because they were right there in the corner. One was leaning towards the fence, so if it did fall, it would fall on the fence eventually. And plus, it just gives me more room to turn, you know, to ride my four-wheeler, check the fence row when you got to go check it. But that corner brace is done. Right there. That's the end of the property. Then the little creek bed gets bigger down here because you got the water from all my property and everything running through. So what I did here is I put an H brace and I put an H brace. Instead of stretching wire across there, I'm going to stretch one of those. I'm going to use a cattle panel, go notch it properly and everything. May dig a little bit down into the dirt so it sits in the dirt a little better. But I'm going to put at least 2 or 3 T-posts in the creek bed with that cattle panel. So if it does rain and stuff, when the water comes, you ain't gonna push it over. And it to keep the goats and stuff in. But that's my tentative plan. You can see I've been driving through here a lot. I got a little trail. This is the other side of the creek bed. It's actually a pretty good drop, like a 4-foot drop. So that's why I was going to use cattle panel, because there ain't no way I'm going to stretch the wire across there and it's still going to have a big gap. This is that grapevine that I tell you, it's got to be over 100 years old. It's on the property behind me, but a lot of the vines run onto my property and runs right there where the fence is. Right in here you can see the logs and stuff. I'm going to put an H brace right on the yellow flaggings. That's where another H brace is going. I just cleared it out with a brush cutter just a little bit ago. Out over here to another tree. My little blind back up, but the tree behind the blind, all that's got to come down. It's a weird tree anyways. It's already falling over and everything, and that's where my property corner is, right in there. You see some orange and pink flagging and stuff. That's where I got to do a corner brace. I got all the logs sitting there for it. then I've got to get that cut down. There's some of the hog panel, cattle panels right there that I'm gonna be using. There's 2 of them there, and there's a couple more up there, and I got a few at the house. But I got to cut this big tree down so I can start working on a fence, or not cut it down, cut it up. I'm gonna cut it right there at the base. I'm gonna hook on, maybe cut it in like 2 or 3 pieces, and hook onto it with my tractor. And we're supposed to be having a bonfire Halloween out here, so that'll be a good bonfire wood. That's what I'm gonna be working on the next few weeks. That's the other big tree that's falling over. It's all dead, that I got to cut up and pull out so I can work on the fence. This tree's got to come down, because you can see the pad right there. That's roughly where the end of the barn is going to be, and so I'm going to have a fence run from there to here. So I got to have another corner brace in here, but I'm not going to put that fence up until I get the barn in, because I want to make sure it's parallel with the barn. This tree is going to come down. It's going to be right in the way, but it's going to run from there over here. I'll put a corner brace here, and then the fence is going to run all the way back to there, to the back corner. I was out here the other day. You can't really see the fence, but there's a barbed wire fence here, and there's people that live on the other side of the fence. There's a like 5-house compound, but they had that wire pulled way up, like they've been coming over here on the property. I don't know when or how long. I'm not saying since they did it since we've owned it, but somebody's been coming across this property. So today when I'm out, I'm fixing to have to go pick up my boys from my sister's house. Today while I'm out, I'm going to pick up a sign that says "Smile, you're on camera." And I've got several deer cameras that I'm going to put one pointing in this direction, and maybe it deter them from coming over. They have dogs that come over here all the time, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. Y'all seen me hang that gate the other day. Like I said, this is the part of the barn gonna be in the shop. I want to do the fence at the back of the barn, because the boys are going to have their own area. It's going to, however, from the back of the barn over back, I don't know, 100 feet or so, the boys are going to have their own little area. The girls and the pigs and the cows are going to have all this big area, but the boy goats are going to have their own over in here. And what I'm going to do over here, I have a bunch of trailers, a bass boat and stuff, and it'll give a perfect spot to park everything back over here out of the way, so it's not being seen and everything. That's what my plan was, to park the boat, all my trailers. I got 1, 2, 3 trailers and a boat. You park the trailers over, or 4 counting the livestock trailer. You park them over here, it's out of the way. I'm gonna put a gate in the back of the barn on the center part to drive through. So if I need to take my tractor out, I can drive my tractor out around here to the front, and I don't have to drive all the way to the 16-foot gate. But in the back of the shop, there's a 10-foot by 10-foot little storage room we're going to have a window unit in. I'm going to have a doggy door in there, so our Great Pyrenees, if it gets too hot, he can go in there and cool off. Let me turn my four-wheeler off. Me getting my four-wheeler up and running has been a lifesaver. Working this fence, I've got a little small garden trailer. I say garden trailer, small. It's a 700. It's good for 750 pounds. I think it's like 5 foot long by like 3 foot wide or something like that, or 4 foot long. It's pretty big. And I keep all the tools, chainsaw, all my tools in there, and I hook it up behind the four-wheeler, and I drive the four-wheeler along the fence line and everything, and I don't have to keep looking for tools. All the tools are out there with me. I start this section, I pull it up a little bit and work. Man, the four-wheeler's been a lifesaver. I've had it for several years, but it's set up for like 5 years and never ran. It is set there. The battery was messed up and I just never had the time to mess with it. And like I told my wife the other day, I needed the four-wheeler up and running, because doing all the walking from back of the property to the front to the utility trailer where all the stuff is, because I can't drive my truck all the way in the back in there. It is not feasible to drive the truck all the way in the woods and everything. A lot of the path ain't wide enough, but the four-wheeler is wide enough for the four-wheeler and that little trailer. So I had to make a few trips with all the stuff, but I'd rather make a few trips for the four-wheeler than 100 trips by me walking. I've got about 900 feet of fence stretched and ready to go. I still got another 1,400 feet or so, or maybe a little bit more to stretch. I'm on the fence post, the wooden ones, the bigger ones, I'm running low on them. I may have to go buy a few here in a few weeks. I bought 40 of them. Probably should have bought more, but I bought 35 of the little 3-inch ones. They're 6.5 foot. They go in the center. I thought about using those, but no, I was like, no, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. Because I'm gonna have to do some corner braces and stuff when I make the boys pen. I appreciate, like I said, I always appreciate all my subscribers. Thank y'all for listening to me ramble. Y'all see me stretch plenty of fence. That's what I've been doing all weekend, so it was no use for me to video y'all watching me pulling fence. But I've got this, y'all see this probably a week or so after I've done the work, because I've got a bunch of videos I'm posting every 4 days. Trying to keep a routine every 4 days and post a video, except I try not to post a video on a Sunday. So if it falls on a Sunday, I won't post a video. So make sure y'all hit that like button, and I appreciate y'all. Bonded Oak-Acres out.